What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on my Grom. This car is done as is. I started to pull out the throttle body and shave down the butterfly flap a little bit just so it doesn't get stuck, because that thing has sticky idle, so you have to hit the gas to knock it back down to 1200. We're going to be working on my bike. I got new rear sets for this, which are right over here. The ones I'm currently using, I got these from Japan a couple months ago. These are called Babyface Japan. I find it funny how a lot of companies in Japan have such funny company names, and that's actually one reason why I bought these. They're called Babyface, but I'm gonna pull this off. I already sold these to my friend out in Seattle, Washington, so I gotta pull these off, ship it to him. And these are the new ones I bought. These are Over Racing Japan rear sets. These don't come polished. What I did was I pulled them out of the box, I de-anodized it, and then I polished it using my bench grinder. Not the greatest polish. I do have to go over it with the, probably like by hand. When I bought these, the only option they had was black anodized. And I didn't want the black because I currently have black ones on and I want a little bit more polish, because the bike has way more polish now than what I had it a while ago or before I did stuff to it. But the forks are polished, the wheels are polished, the bars are polished. Exhaust needs a little bit more polish. I'll have a separate video of me showing how to de-anodize and polish aluminum or metal. That bucket right there is the secret sauce to removing anodize. And I just have to put the brake side back together. I took it all apart. I was working on polishing it up. It's not the greatest. And I still have to get the inside of these. I got rid of all the black that was on these, and it didn't take too long with the stuff I'm using to remove the anodize. But let's get to taking off the rear sets. I'm gonna lift up the bike in the back with the bike stand and loosen off the, most likely I'm gonna have to take off the Ohlins, or is the bottom bolt, take off the belly pan, have a jack underneath, support it. Maybe the exhaust, I think the exhaust might get in the way, but I won't know until I start pulling it all apart. And I gotta pull the rear wheel off. I'm still waiting on my brake rotor to come in from Steady. I think I should be getting that probably like in an hour or two from FedEx. But regardless, we have to pull this all off and put the new caliper bracket on, new rotor, and it should be good. It's raining the next 2 days, so I'm trying to get this ready before it stops raining, because I don't ride this in the rain. I ride this when it's not raining. I just took off my belly pan and I forgot that I drag and I scrape this thing everywhere I go, and it's been a while since I've checked up on it. And don't mind all the oil. All that is from when my fork seals blew out. I was riding and oil came out of the fork seals, but that's all fixed now. And check this out. There's a hole in this, and of course it collects rocks. Look at the underside. Holy shit. And it sucks because these are actually, I wouldn't say they're discontinued, but they're not in stock at the moment due to COVID, or they're in backorder or something. I'm trying to get another one, but as of right now, can't. And these are roughly, I think, around 300 bucks. Not too bad. So I will leave that here for now, just to stare at. Now I have to pull off the rear set. Gotta take off the brake, brake master first, and then I think I'll have a jack underneath right here, so I have to pull off the exhaust. Pull off the exhaust is kind of a pain due to its design. This is actually a Wind Japan full exhaust. The only difference on this one is from here, the tip to this Y or U joint, whatever, it's factory, but everything else is all custom, because these come with such tiny piping from Japan that you lose a lot of power on. And luckily my homie Mike, when he sold it to me, he already got this all done, and it is bolted straight up. It's a lot bigger, and it does have the wideband down here for the wideband O2. If any of you guys have Groms and have 12x6s or 12x7s in the rear, they are kind of pain in the ass to put on because of the just a hub and everything sits so close, so you have to loosen every rotor bolt, have the rotor floating so you can pull off the caliper and all that. So I gotta loosen this Allen down here. This is a swing arm bolt, which you have to take out on this side. The cool thing about these rear sets that I like is this piece right here, it actually bolts right on and it covers the actual bolt. So it traps the bolt in there so the bolt can't get loose, or if it gets loose, it'll stay in there because it gets jammed in, which is super cool about this rear set. I'm gonna start by taking out this Allen, or all the Allen bolts, and take out this cover so I can take out the swing arm, and then take it off of the transmission on the linkage. And on this side, same concept. Well, this one's really simple. I just have to take this out, and then the brake switch should come out. There we go. Here's the brake switch, which I'll leave right here. We'll probably have to adjust it on the new one. On the other side, I'm gonna cut the factory swing arm, or the factory kickstand mount, because since the Grom is slammed, it can't use that factory mount anymore unless you get a custom kickstand, which is one reason why I have this back here, which I actually hate the design on. I kind of want to keep this block right here and get a custom, like a tubular one. I don't like this rectangular or square looking one. Already went ahead and took off the brake side. Super easy to take off the cylinder. All this is hanging loose. I got the spacer out. Some of these rear sets come with certain spacers, so be aware when you pull off your certain rear set. And there's a spacer here too. But before I loosen all this, I have to pull out the clutch side, which is a little bit more complex because of the linkage setup, but it's really simple. I just have to take off this portion right here, and then this could go up a lot higher. So I could take off this little Allen behind here, take off this, which is, and check this out. This is why I like this rear set. The new over racing ones I have over there, they don't have this. See the long bolt, and this literally covers that. Fits super snug over it and prevents the bolt from coming out, which is super cool and like thoughtful, just in case it comes out, but who really knows. Also, when you do go big bore, stuff comes loose a lot. Make sure to use Loctite if you're big bore, or even on a Cyclone. These bikes have so much vibration that a lot of bolts end up getting loose. I'm gonna take that out, and then after that, you literally just have to take out the swing arm bolt. And the easiest way to do this without having issues of it re-underlining or whatever is using a long screwdriver or anything that's long as this swing arm bolt. So when you hit it out from the other side, the screwdriver or whatever follows it, so it stays in place. So when you put this bolt back in, you just smack it back in and pull the screwdriver back out. I don't think I have to take this out. I thought I did, but I'm not too positive. We'll see what happens, but I think last time I didn't have to take or loosen the shock. Once you break the swing arm loose, pull out this nut, and then this side is the easy side because you don't have to pull out the axle on this end. So that comes out with this washer and this other washer. The guy I sold this rear set to, I already have the manual and instructions and everything. I still have the box for this. And hopefully he gets how to install this. But this, now it has to go all the way out the other end. I don't need this. So this is literally able to come out. And there's also another washer and a spacer. Before I do that, make sure you find something that's the same size as the bolt. Actually, this is too big. You don't have to get all the way through, but it's helpful. And I was gonna use this, but I have no idea why. The sink is bent. You know what? It looks like it's been heated up. Let me see if I can bend it back. No, I was gonna use this too. Well, that's not gonna work. That was what I was gonna use. I was gonna use that flathead to take this bolt out, because that's how I did it last time. But since that thing is bent all of a sudden, I might just use so 3/8 is too big. All right, we're just gonna do this. I'm gonna use a bunch of these extensions. I think 2 should be enough, which I have another one right here. Let me see. I just want to make sure oh yeah, that's perfect. That is perfect. So we're just gonna do this method. All right, that works. That's it. This, you know what? I might have to hit it more. I'm not sure if it's lined up on this end, but here's the reverse set. I'm just gonna hit this side end more real quick, and then it should pop right out. There we go. That extension is somewhere in there, and then pull this off of the older set. There we go, and all you do is hit it back on, but make sure to have the reverse set on before you do this. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Make sure I put all this stuff together for my friend when I ship it to him, so nothing gets lost. And then we'll get back to installing the new reverse sets. Cleaned up. Now to put the new ones on, and my homie's getting these back in the box that came in. I wasn't lying about the name. That's so funny. Babyface Japan. But gonna ship this out to him. Now let's work on finishing up my new reverse sets that I'm actually really excited for. Because polish. I've never been a fan of polish until I've owned one of these. It's just, I don't know. Polishing small things or all that's super fun. Oh shoot. Before I put those reverse sets on, I need to cut this off. I need to cut around this to take off this, because I don't even can see. When we were going through the mountains or just like cruising, if I take a turn really hard, so that means I'll lean hard to the left, it actually drags on this. This gets in the way. It doesn't even hit my foot peg. It hits this bracket. So we're gonna get to chopping this shit off and smooth it out, add a little bit of black paint so it doesn't rust. Chopped off. It actually took a while. I could chop off more, but my sanding disc is gone and I'm not trying to go buy a new one. And I actually just sprayed some flat black on it. It should dry up right now. But we're gonna work on putting the new swing arm in, because in 2 hours we're getting a new dryer and they have to use my garage, and my Grom's blocking the door for the dryer. So let's get to putting on this new rear set. This is probably gonna be, oh wow. This is probably gonna be a little bit tricky. Actually, yeah, I just gotta figure out the spacers, and then all the new hardware, and we should be good. So I'm gonna figure this out real quick and get to putting on all this new stuff. You can see I cleaned up a little bit, but nothing's put back on. Now I'll admit I did fuck up. I hit the axle nut on the other side for it to come out, or the swing arm bolt, and I ended up mushing the threads a little bit. So on this end, the nut won't go on, and I don't want to strip the nut. If I do that, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to remove later on. I sanded it down with the sanding disc, and it still doesn't work. So I just said, you know what? I'm not gonna bother trying to retap this or rethread this because I don't have the right size. I'm just gonna order a new swing arm bolt and a new nut just in case. So we are left stranded. I wanted to finish putting the rearsets on, but shit happens. And I mean, I'm not gonna hide it. I hit it on this side with a hammer, and I guess it mushed it, but I've done this before, it never happened. But I think what happened last time was I used a soft hammer. I was stupid and didn't think, and I used a metal hammer, and that's what happened. The bike's just gonna be stuck here. Luckily, it's raining for the next 2 days, and also it's gonna be raining Sunday and Monday. Since it's raining, I'm not gonna ride this weekend. Shouldn't take too long. I'm order from Babbitt's Honda. They're like a motorcycle dealership out in like the east, but they ship super fast. I gotta wait for the washing machine guy to come and drop off the new washer, so I'm just gonna chill and I guess edit this video. I kind of messed up, but you know, shit happens. Shit happened on this car too, but this one's all good. Now this is this shit. So peace out guys, so once the others, stay tuned for the next video.